What's going on, guys? PXCam20 back in with a brand new video. Hope you guys are having a better week than I am on this race, as we are doing daily race C. And if you guys have not been doing daily race C, then you guys don't know the dreaded outcome that's been coming out with these super formula cars here at Austria. So it's basically like a bad relationship where the super formula cars and the track keep cheating on me, but I just keep coming back for more and more because I like the pain. And just it's costing me my SR, it's costing me my DR. But like I said, it's just so much fun racing around Austria in this super formula car, so I just keep coming back and back for more. So at the end of the day, I'm just basically hurting myself. But hopefully it's going better for you guys. Before we jump into the races, if you guys really enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video, as it really helps out the channel when you guys do so. Anyways, that is enough promoting myself. Let's jump straight into these races. Now, as we jump into the race, we are waiting for the 5 red lights, and it's a little bit different on the timing with this, so we're just going to stay on the throttle, waiting for it to go out, and away it goes now, as we get a great start here, get a traction control all the way to 1 and put it down to 0, abusing the overtake button, as these cars do have an overtake button, but we brake very, very early, almost make contact with the Brazilian, and the car comes in from the inside, hits us on the inside, and now we are demoted back into 4th place to make a little bit of contact with the Super Formula in the Renault livery. Going down the straight, leading us into turn number 3. We are on the outside. Can we hold it onto the outside as we head into the 3rd corner? Keeping it right there. Car almost runs into the back of us, and we are able to hold off our 3rd position as we are on the outside now. Going to the penalty zone, heading to the penalty zone. The car on the inside had a service penalty, and we are not done with the drama yet, as we have a car right behind us going into turn number 4. Onto turn number 4, we get a little bit tapped from behind, and we go a little bit wide because of that. Go into the gravel trap. The pink Racing Points almost goes into the side of us, and we are now going to lose about 5 to 6 positions here because of that push off into the gravel, and we are somehow found our way in 11th place now in the middle of the pack. So very unlucky start right there, as we are still on lap 1. This is a 15-lap race, and we could hopefully make up some positions here, as we are on the mediums. I believe we were given the mediums and the hard compound tires, but the hard are the requirements, as we're now going around the Racing Point on the outside. A little bit wide because of the wide apex that we took in there. We're able to hold off the Racing Point here in 10th place, but we do get a half a second penalty for going wide, so we're going to have to serve that on the next penalty zone. So again, just a lot of drama that happened on this first corner. Can we make up some positions here, as we almost go wide once again off of turn number 1? Using the overtake button, going down the straight so we can hold our position. You can see that there's a couple of guys ahead of us that have penalties, so this is going to benefit us tremendously, because they're going to have to go into the penalty zone to serve their penalty, as we do so here. And we are able to get around 1 car, but we do have 2 cars coming on our rear really, really quick here, as we're on the inside of the 10th place driver, and we're going to hold on to the inside as we get a little bit loose. Use a little bit of the overtake button so we can get ahead of him before going to this left-hander, and we're able to do so here as we outbrake him now down into turn number 5 and 6. So the drama's still not over here. We're still catching up to the Brazilian. Can we do anything here if we get into the slipstream? Maybe we can set ourselves up for a good overtake now as we're heading to the final 2 corners, but all we did here was just try to catch up to the Brazilian. You can see how much we gain on him as we make a little bit of contact going into turn number 1. Again, using the overtake button as we are in the slipstream, so double the power here. Can we get a good run onto the inside going to turn number 3? We brake as late as we can as we're making an overtake on the inside of the Brazilian. He gets hit from behind, and we're able to retake 8th place away from the Brazilian, and now set our sights on the Mexican right ahead of us in 7th place, as we're going to jump a little bit further into lap number 3. So on the final 2 corners, staying right behind the Mexican. Goes a little bit wide as he misses his final corner, goes wide once again, and I think he's going to have to serve his penalty here. So that's going to be beneficial towards us, because we're just going to be able to stave it onto the inside, make a little bit of contact with him here, as I thought that he was going to give us some room on the outside. He goes a little bit wide there, but we're just going to hold it off onto the inside here as we head into turn number 3. Going side by side with the Mexican. The battle's still not over as we head to turn number 3. Can we outbrake him here as we wait for the 100-meter board? After the 100-meter break, we're able to hold on to the inside, and we're able to make the overtake on the Mexican here as he tries to get a cutback, but we get a little bit better of traction off of the corner, and now we are settled into 7th place as we head into the 4th corner. So on turn number 4, we defend our line on the inside, hold our position here, park it on the apex, and we get a better exit than him. And now we are up into 6th place as a guy did come into the pit. So on lap number 7, coming off of turn number 3, the 5th place driver does have a penalty, so that should be an easy overtake for us. And you can see right there, hello, goodbye. We are now up into 5th place and setting our sights on the 4th place driver, as we do have to make up about a 5-6 second gap on the 4th place driver, and we do have to come into the pits here soon. So can we do it here, make the impossible happen, as we're now coming into turn number 6 and 7. So on turn number 7 now, heading into 8 and 9. Can we do anything here, as he does have a penalty up ahead? And yes, we are. So we're able to get around the Ferrari because of the penalty, and we are now promoted into 4th place as the leader actually comes into the pit. So he's on the mediums. He's going to switch off to the set of hards, and he should come out right ahead of all of us, as the 2nd and 3rd place driver actually had penalties, but it wasn't enough for us to catch up to them and make an overtake. So on lap number 9 here, I think we're going to come into the pits here. No, we're not actually. We're just going to run a little bit wide and miss our final apex, and that's going to serve us big time. We're going to have to serve a ½ second penalty, but not as big as the guy ahead of us. He got, I believe, a 1 second penalty, so it could have been a lot worse, but we still have to serve a ½ second penalty, and that's going to cost us on our time for the race. And luckily, it doesn't look like nobody was too close to us, but that McLaren is getting bigger and bigger as we come into turn number 4. We defended onto the inside, and we're able to hold off our position on the McLaren, as I believe this time around we're going to come into the pits so that we can switch off from our mediums to the hards as we're heading into turn number 5 and 6. You can see how much we're struggling here on pace right now, as the McLaren is all over behind us, and we're just trying to hold off every single spot that we can, defend every single line going into these corners, so that when we go into the pits, we're still right ahead of the McLaren. And you can see we're able to do so here now. So we're gonna jump right in here and switch off from the mediums to the hards. Let's see if we're gonna come out right after here once we finish our pit. Coming out of the pit stall now, going down pit road off of the final corner, or off of the first corner right there, and you can see we have a pretty marginal gap to 6th places. We do have about a 3 second gap, so that's good for us. We're able to time everything correctly, but we do run a little bit wide once again, actually twice, as we come into the final 2 corners. And is that going to give us a 1 second penalty? Luckily, the game decided to only give us a ½ second penalty, so we got very lucky there. Served our penalty, jumped to the final lap, and we're going to come home after getting bombarded and getting hit all the way back to 11th place. Finish this race in 5th place, so a really good comeback on this one. Can we do a better one on the next race? Jumping into our second race now. Once again, we are in the Super Formula, but except we decided to hop over the pond, head into Europe, and see if we can get some clean racing in our European account. Waiting for the 5 red lights, starting in 4th place. Away we go now, as we start off right on traction control number 1, shift it down to 0, immediately on the overtake button so that we can try to get away from the pack as soon as possible going to turn number 1. Brake kind of early there, a little too early, as we do lose 2 positions now, going down into 6th place. You can see right behind us that cars are starting to get jumbled up, fighting left and right, and that's going to help us out, as there's going to be a huge gap from us to the 7th place driver. So all we have to do is just focus on the guys ahead of us as we make a daring overtake on the inside of the Brit. We make a little bit of contact with him. We get hit from behind, and that German and I believe another Brit were actually taken out right there, as both of them go spinning off of turn number 3, and that is a good stream of luck for us, as we are now promoted into 4th place after getting a horrendous start. And now we are right behind the Brit in 4th place, coming out of turn number 4. Can we make the overtake here before the final part of this lap, as we now jump into lap number 2? So jumping into lap number 2, right here we have the Italian right in front of us, as the Brit was able to make the overtake on him. And you can see that we're getting close to him as he gets very, very loose off the corner, hits the rumble strip, saves it, but he loses the position because of that mistake right there. And we are now promoted into 3rd place. So a really good stream of good luck, as we were able to get from 6th place all the way up into 3rd place in the span of 2 laps. But after that, our luck kind of ran out, as we were just trying to catch up to these 2 guys ahead of us. Going on from the mediums to the hards, we're going to come into the pit on lap number 10 here, switch it off to the hard, see where we're going to come out here, as we're seeing right behind us. Luckily, we only lose 1 position because of that pit stop, and we are right behind the Spaniard now as we head into turn number 3 for the 12th time here, as we jump up to lap number 12. So On lap number 12 here, going into turn number 3, the Spaniard goes a little bit wide as he misses his braking point. You can see how close we got to him here, as we almost got to his rear bumper and made a daring overtake onto the inside. But he's going to hold us off now as we go into turn number 4, staying in the slipstream of the Spaniard, braking very, very early so we avoid making contact with him. He gets a little bit loose on the exit, but we also do so there as well. So we were unable to get close enough to make the overtake as we now jump into lap number 13. Get very, very close to his rear bumper. Almost actually made contact with him, and that would have been bad for us because if we make contact with him, all that's going to do is affect our SR. But not only that, we might get a 1-second penalty. So again, just being very careful, staying right behind him, making sure that we don't outbrake ourselves and re-brake as early as we can, because I'd rather just wait another lap to try to get an overtake than to force the issue, make contact with him, and then just get ourselves into a big hole by getting ourselves into a penalty. So we're just going to stay right behind him here, just wait patiently and see if we can catch up to him on these hards as we are now jumping into the final 2 corners. So on the final 2 corners here, the Spaniard takes a very narrow exit, and he actually looks like he comes into the pits right here. So we get very lucky right there that he's going to switch off from the mediums. I think he did a 2-stop here as he's going to switch off from the mediums to the hards, and that's going to benefit us as we just get promoted easily into 3rd place now as we jump into the final lap. So going to the final lap on the final corner, we're able to get a 3rd place after starting in 4th, getting shuffled back into 6th place, and we get a great finish here in the European lobbies. So we're able to finish ahead of the Italian, but we finished right behind a Brit in 2nd place. So really good race right here, nice and clean. We were able to get away from majority of the problems that were happening behind us, as that's kind of the trick here for the Super Formula race at Austria. You just want to be starting towards the front, or just try to get away from the mid pack as soon as possible, because the longer you wait in the mid pack or in the back of the pack, the more likely you're going to get into one of these situations that's going to cause you to get a penalty or just get into someone else's wreck. So that's just the #1 thing that you want to do when you're doing these races here on Daily Race T. So let me know how you guys are doing on these races. For me, it's been kind of like a roller coaster. Either sometimes I do really well or sometimes I do really bad. Sometimes this track likes me, sometimes this track hates me, but I just keep doing it because it's just a lot of fun racing with these Super Formula cars, and it's really fun when you get a really clean lobby. So again, let me know how you guys are doing this week. Leave it in the comments down below, and if you guys really enjoy the content, which I'm assuming you guys did since you made it to the end of the video, please smash that like button and subscribe down below. Click the notification bell, and if you guys enjoyed it, I hope to see you guys on the next one. Peace out.